Oh my Lanta, there's every little bit of everything in this. The Nelson at the helm, they're a band, Jared and Rachelle Nelson. I did a music video with them and we talk about that. Rachelle had a brain tumor, that was cool. Sorry I mentioned that after I talked about how you might have Alzheimer's. Funny how that kind of worked out. We talked about songs, we talked about comedy, they talked about me a lot. They're very, very nice and there's just a lot, so I hope you like it. Stuff.
Jared does.
A little bit.
Everything's janky.
That's fine.
Cool.
This is just like when I was a kid and my brothers and I would go to the Discovery Center and they had headphones and microphones and we would do a fake
Hearing your
news show with each other at the Discovery Center. And I think you were supposed to learn something about science, but we never did. We just sat there and talked on the mics.
Hell yeah. Okay. Don't look at that. Or actually, no, you can. We were working downtown in May. It was hot. Their music was sick, but the parking was not. We filmed a music video, and all of my friends said it was super cute, and you should do it again. So here we are in my basement, next to the Nelsons, Rachel and Jared. Either way, now you know. This intro sounded better in my head, but I think it was still pretty good. That part. A podcast with me is a podcast indeed. Baby, we're playing with Nelson at the helm. Hi, guys.
Hey, was that a loose rendition of our song?
Totally.
That was sick.
Sick.
That was
But I'm
amazing.
happy. I'm glad it's not. That's the first time I said it out loud.
That was the first time anybody's ever done a parody of our music before, so I feel like we just moved up as artists. Thank you.
As long as you thought it was pretty good.
It was
pretty good.
It was good.
Nelson at the helm.
Hey,
Friends, how have you been? It's been like a year over a little.
Has it really been that long?
Actually, no. It's probably around a year. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Max, you don't know this because you're young, but when you hit your 30s, it's like a year and you're like, I'm pretty sure that was last week. Like a couple weeks ago we saw you, right? And then you realize it was a year and then you feel old.
Yeah, when you just said a year just now, I was like, no way. It's been 3 months.
Has a lot happened or not a lot? Or because maybe that's a good thing.
No.
We released our album since then, so that's good.
Speaking of, I did some, I know musicians love when people who don't know anything about music comment on their music, and I have some theories about one of your songs.
Okay.
Your All These Dreams little doo-wop. First of all, it's a banger. Both of them.
Sweet.
Both your versions.
Thanks.
Phenomenal. But
I'm spilling coffee.
You're good.
Everywhere.
I don't know when I wrote this. Okay. Found a letter about who I would become. You wrote a letter to yourself? Okay. It was folded into a paper plane. So you don't know when you wrote this letter, which means you must just have trash sitting around.
Yes.
I don't know when I wrote this. Welcome to writing, guys. But I know that it's what I need to hear. Well, yeah, you wrote it. And it seems like Alzheimer's. Did the note say brush your teeth? When did I start living in fear? Alzheimer's. Campfires, rusted cars, conversations, my guitar. Been so long since we've seen the coast. There's another person now. Who? We were singing ooh, 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 not a word. Sorry, I'm like third wheeling and
It's good. I want to hear you actually sing now that we found out that you're a singer today.
What's a little tune that I know? Honestly, most of your guys' songs, if I have the words up, I could.
Can you sing something from Greece?
Yeah, please do.
So okay, I can sing, but you put me on the spot, and my throat is gonna tighten up, and you'll hear my nerves faking a vibrato, whatever sort of thing. But you guys should know that you should see the foundation. Hopefully,
it's okay. Take a deep breath.
You're right. I'm stalling.
You got this. You're good.
What's that playing on the radio? Why do I start swaying to and fro? I have never heard that song before, but if I don't hear it anymore, it's still familiar to me, sends a thrill right through me, 'cause those chords remind me of the night that I first fell in love to. Those magic changes, my heart arranges a melody that's never the same, a melody that's calling your name and begs you, please come back to me. Please return to me, don't go away again. Oh, make them play again. The music I want to hear is once again. You whisper in my ear, oh, my darling. Oh.
Okay, that was awesome.
You put your whole heart into it.
Also,
I kind of started feeling it.
for a song to
Me
just
too.
pull out, that's not an easy song to sing.
No.
You kind of picked a very difficult song to sing.
It's
there.
the one I know the best because that's the one I had to do in Greece. So, like, I mean, I know the words well enough to,
Yeah.
but
I don't know if has anybody ever told you this before, and maybe you'll take it as a compliment,
I
and
hope.
maybe you will not. But your voice reminds me of like a Jonas Brother a little
Ooh.
bit.
Yeah.
Like it has like a little bit of that squeak to it, like that the Jonas
could hear
Brothers
that.
get.
is it because I'm nervous or, oh, my, like, huh, kind of thing I do
Just the
sometimes?
tone,
Oh.
tone reminds me of a Jonas Brother. But
That
that's
was a
compliment
question
for
I
me.
had. Who are your guys' I guess, favorite and so about like vocalists? Your favorite, whether you try to be like them or not, and then people you try to be or are influenced by, I guess is a better word for stealing.
I'll let Rachelle answer that first.
Just because you want to think about it.
Yeah.
Smart move.
I could just talk about music that I like all day. I don't know if these are our influences, but I love Switchfoot. I also really love Mumford and Sons. I feel like I'm like a little bit stuck in like 2010 right now, but I kind of am. And I love listening to Enya. That's like what I listen to the most. But like our
Have you guys
influences.
seen the Legally Blonde musical?
I have not seen the Legally Blonde
There's
musical.
Enya part in it, but keep going. Sorry.
I loved that movie when I was a kid, man. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it. And then I would say, as far as like things that we both really like that have influenced the band, like The Killers is a big
Yeah,
influence
The
for us. We really
Killers.
Walk the Moon is a really big one for us. And then, of course, we used to always listen to like a lot of duets back in the day. We would listen to the Civil Wars, of Monsters and Men, just whatever bands we could. Arcade Fire, they have a male and a female vocalist, so it's kind of fun to listen to different people and how they mix things together. So
We're kind of 10 years behind the curve.
Of music?
Yeah, everything that she mentioned was really cool about 10 years ago. We haven't moved on.
That's okay. I mean, those are all really. I knew most of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And,
What-
and you're pretty
The
young.
Switchfoot
so-
I hadn't heard of. Or was that what you said?
yeah, Switchfoot,
Yeah,
that's a
I
good
don't think I've heard of them.
band. Check it out. It's a good band. They've been around since like 2000, 1995. I don't know, something
yeah,
like that.
95. You've heard their songs.
Okay.
Yeah. What are some of your favorites?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite vocalist who I've tried, my old director for when we did Grease and stuff, she would have me sing a lot of Jeremy Jordan songs.
Okay.
I don't
And-
know who that is.
I'm going to pretend like I know who it is so I
Yeah.
sound cool.
He. I told you I didn't know Switchfoot, so.
It's true.
He was Jack Kelly in Newsies on Broadway. He was Jamie in the Last 5 Years movie with Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
He was just in that Spinning Gold movie. He's just a vocal powerhouse.
I just
and
need to go listen to it.
there's this video here. You should watch when you get the chance. There's a
Yes.
video of him. He like is the reason that Greatest Showman movie happened.
Are you serious?
Such
But
a
like
good movie.
he got like none of the credit for it.
I heard that Hugh Jackman wrote like all those songs.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Wasn't it the Ben something Ralick? I forgot their names. But
I probably heard wrong.
It was Zac
Well, I mean-
Efron. He wrote all of them.
I knew it.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
About Zac
You guys
Efron
should
writing
know.
all the... Yeah, I'm not sure either.
You're not third wheeling
I'm
it.
still not sure about that.
You have Siri.
I always have Siri. What was I saying? What were you saying?
You were just telling us
You're
like
telling
bands
about
that you
your,
like.
Your favorite.
Jeremy Jordan?
Yeah,
Jeremy Jordan.
He is...
Your BFF.
Dude, don't get me started. Like, I don't know. He's just basically... Every once in a while I can get notes out that sound like him, and so just in my head I'm like, if I just keep going, I can get them. And so, I don't know, in my car I can do it, sort of thing. But I really like him because he's really, really good. But he's also, I could see my voice getting to that point. And so that's why I really like him.
That's actually great to find somebody that you can kind of emulate that, like, you feel like that's a goal because you will learn technique that way. That's awesome.
Also, that maybe genetically you match with them. I think that's important because, like, you know, we're each giving a certain voice, and it's like you can, not to say you can't do anything, but it's good to find somebody that you're like, wow, I love how they sound, and I actually kind of sound like that.
I was a lot of people say that with me and Louis Armstrong.
I could see that.
What a wonderful world.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, genetically.
No, that's just like one impression I can pull out of anywhere. Back to you guys. I like hearing how people write, and I usually am talking to comedians, and I don't really know if it's musician. It seems like musicians and comedians are like two sides of the same coin, where like you're just making your thing and saying, "Hope you like it," or "Hope you laugh," sort of thing. So is it like? I'm sure it's a bunch of different things that go into different. But are you usually like you have an idea of how you want a song, then you sit down and write it out, or you're just you're like, oh, you don't do that. Hopefully. Whose ear did I unplug?
Me.
My bad.
I'm out.
Sorry.
She obviously still heard you though.
So hey, I'm back.
Sweet.
So what I was gonna say is that I feel like what I hear from comedians, which is not that much, but you know, in like the few episodes of Last Comic Standing that I ever watched. Anyways, it kind of seems like with comedians, you're trying to figure out how to make people laugh, right? So it's like really about your audience and like your engagement with your audience, at least with like stand-up comedy. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, because probably like movie script writing is different. But anyways, then I feel like there's this thing with like songwriters where they're like, you just have to write the music that you love and you have to like it and don't worry about your audience. You can hate them. Just write the music that you like. And so I don't know if that's what we do necessarily. Like, obviously, we're trying to tell a story that resonates with people to some degree, but also it's just coming.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, where
from our own experience.
Feels like a comedian is a little bit more of a slave to the audience.
Sure.
And a songwriter, people could hate the song, but whatever, that songwriter won't get traction, but it's not in the moment kind of a thing. But I don't know if we're answering your question.
Do you do stand-up comedy? Like,
yeah.
Where do you do, like, we want to come see your show.
Well, I just do like open mics around town. When I first got into like film and stuff, so let's see, driver's license-ish age, when I was living in McCall, I would drive down here and do open mics at Liquid when it was a thing.
Okay.
And but like I couldn't hang out because I wasn't 21. They were like, you can hang out in the restaurant next door, come in, do your set, and leave. And so I did that. But then I met people that wanted to do like short films and stuff, and then that's how I got into comedy acting. So I did that forever, and then I think because of this podcast, the other kid who I normally do it with, him and I have been going to open mics a couple times a week, and just we'll record our sets and then talk about it on here, sort of thing.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I bomb, I don't want to play it.
So I actually do have kind of piggybacking off that last question. I'm curious about you, Max, because like
not used to
because you dabble in so many different things.
I'm a Swiss Army knife.
I'm wondering which one are you wanting? Do you
like,
see
what's your
yourself? And you can say all of them, but I see you. Obviously, you're getting into acting. You're very funny. You're a comedian. We've got the podcast going.
Backflips.
And then you've got a morning show.
I'm trying.
And you did mention that you think the perfect gig is being a DJ on a morning show.
Just 'cause it does seem really fun.
And I think you made some very valid points. my question is, with all that's going on, and there's probably more, you're starting to sing in musicals, like, which one really gets you like, yeah, that's
Stunt
it.
man.
Yeah, you're a
Honestly,
stunt man.
my favorite I did a Christmas show at Stagecoach called The Ultimate Christmas Show Abridged. Wait, have you heard of Shakespeare Abridged? It's basically like a kind of making fun of Shakespeare play.
Okay.
That sounds like a Shakespeare play I would like.
Yeah, it's really fun. But the people who wrote The Ultimate Christmas Show, and it's like kind of like a Christmas show where everything goes wrong. So it's like scripted, but also improv. There's a lot. It's like just a good medium of both. And I do think my favorite thing to do, I mean, I love. It's a very small gap that I like this more, but like I do like singing a ton as much as I like acting, as much as I like comedy. I like writing as much as everything. I like all the aspects of it because I think that they all sort of have to do with each other. I think it's like if you can sing, you can act. Like singing is acting.
Okay.
Maybe.
Head, heart,
So,
soul.
so
I mean, when you're telling a story, you gotta.
So your sweet spot would be kind of doing a little bit of everything. Like you write a musical and then you get to sing in the musical, kind of a thing.
Kind of. I mean, if like perfect world, I would write a show where I can do all the flips I want, tell all the jokes I want, and sing all the songs and belt as loud as I want. That would be the dream.
You
and
should
then,
do that.
And then to film it and put it online. I do. I have a stage
think
play I'm working on right now.
That's great.
I'm like 6 rewrites in, so I'm kind of knee deep. But yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those 1960s Ed Sullivan, but then you throw in a little bit of like a more modern late night show, and then some more musicals?
I guess.
Does it have a plot?
Yeah, it's I tried not to copy my Christmas show, but I did like that structure of like a show going on, but that there's an audience there. And basically every rewrite has been me thinking of a different thing to happen that would make the audience want to leave, but there's some reason why they can't. Like the first one is the theater will blow up if they leave, and but it's funny. And, I don't know. I think I just love anything performing. Okay. I think. I mean, ideally in front of people, but film is just as fun. How about you guys?
So I wrote a book last year, and it's coming out in August. So that's why I was curious to hear about your screenwriting, because when I've taken writing classes, it feels like there's a lot of overlap between. And you're not doing screenwriting. Well, I guess it would be screenwriting because it would be a play for film.
I have like short films that I have written as well that we're doing.
That is so hard. I wrote a 100,000 word book. You know what I mean? Like a fat little like teen book.
Yeah.
Anyways,
like a Bible.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they said, okay, you need to write a short story that you can like give to your subscriber list. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and write a short story. And then it turned into a novel. And so I'm like, I don't know how people write short things. Like,
did you write it on like you wrote it and then gave it to a publisher, or did you do one of those?
I wrote it and then I submitted it to a lot of publishers, and then a bunch of them rejected me, and I cried a lot. And then one day somebody didn't reject me, and then I was really happy and I cried a lot then. And then I got a publishing deal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world of writing. Call back. That's awesome. Though.
I don't know why I wrote this, but
Yeah.
That's what I need to hear.
yeah.
Using our own lyrics against us.
For you. What was I gonna say? Do you know a lot of local authors around, or did you just kind of want to write a book?
One of like the girls that I guess I should say women were grown-ups, but anyways, one of the ladies
She's
that publishes
6?
with my publishing house lives up in Moscow. So we're actually going to meet up this summer, and I'm going to get to know her. There used to be a writing association here, but a lot of them like kind of the meetings closed down during COVID. So are you involved in any like writers guilds or anything like that?
Well, I mean, I guess separately, I do have a group of like film friends where we get together and like pitch our scripts to each other every few weeks, and we just give notes on stuff.
That's so healthy.
So how you get better.
I think so, because a lot of times I hate it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, they were right.
But
Really?
I mean, think about it like through history. That is like the Renaissance because everybody's pushing each other. You know, you reach these different time points and time periods where it's like, wow, how were there 5 amazing composers at the same time? Well, because they were all pushing each other.
Yeah,
you know?
they started as 5 average people. Or
Yeah.
composers.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that you're doing that locally. Like I'm like a little nerd with my online friends that I like chat with, and we like read each other's stuff. But I think it'd be cool to have some local.
You just say yes, and I go, do you know Wattpad? And you go, yeah. Then I'll go, do you know Hannah Nelson?
Oh, does she write Harry
Nielsen?
Potter fan
Nielsen?
fiction?
No.
Oh, okay.
She wrote it's called The Last She.
Oh, I love that book. You know her?
Sick.
You know her?
Hell yeah.
Can you introduce me to her?
Probably.
I've been thinking about her a ton because her book is so good, you guys. It's like this post-apocalyptic book, but it's in the Boise Mall, and there's like
that's
zombie
the one that
dogs.
you're telling me about.
But it's the old Boise Mall that used to have like the statue. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Are you too young? It used to have that statue
That's the
where they're
picture.
flying a
That's my
kite,
notion.
and everybody would like stick the pennies between their toes, like instead of making.
I don't think they're flying a kite. They're on a.
No.
Isn't
a
there a
tire
kite?
swing. Is there a tire swing?
They are. There's a tire swing one, but there's a kite one,
Oh,
and
she
they
knows
in the
better than I
book
do.
they
There's where
had
they're
to
climbing on it.
They had to climb up the wire to escape, and it just felt so real. And I was like, I need to meet this girl. I got really obsessed with that book for like a while. Anyways,
Yeah.
So, a little bit ago, apparently with that book, Sony reached out to her and they wanted like a proof of concept for like a film of
they
it.
should do a film of it. It was great.
Yeah, and so they were gonna film like 2 or 3 chapters of it, and there was the kid Caden and Sam, and Max got to play Sam.
You played Sam?
What?
It didn't
I
make
know
sense.
you.
I didn't make sense.
Was-
But do you know Bo Bascaro? He's important.
You
but-
just did a. He's been
Yeah.
on your show.
I played his music.
Yes.
The
The radio.
yeah.
He was so good.
He's really good.
So,
Like so good.
so your friend
He's
Hannah.
great.
Okay, back to
Okay.
books, you guys. I don't care about that.
This is all
Anyways,
about books.
Of course, sorry.
so did she start on Wattpad?
I think so.
God bless her. That's amazing.
I think
She's
she
like
just
a
did her
success
second
story.
like series to that, the Last City or
She
something.
released it.
Yeah.
I've been looking for this. Okay, I'll be back. I'm
Okay.
just kidding. Okay.
We'll note it down.
So my biggest question was the statue in your short film?
My short.
How
the
would
one
it be?
that
It's
she was
gone.
doing?
It's
no, we
gone.
filmed.
That's what I'm saying. How can it be the book if the statue's not?
No, you're right. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out once wants it, but
Wait, isn't Sam the nerdy little brother? Or is
Yeah.
Sam yeah, and then
Bo was my older brother,
and he was like the
he's-
love interest?
Yeah, but he's also Indonesian, and his hair is brown and his skin's very brown, and like 2 feet taller
Hey,
than
it
him
happens.
and his younger brother.
It happens.
You guys are half brothers, and you're not
Yeah.
supposed to look like each other according
Cool.
to the book. So she doesn't know that they're
Cool, I'm
brothers
glad
at
I-
first. Okay.
Glad I missed that detail. That'd make a lot more sense. But we filmed like it was right when we meet her, when she's what's her name? The girl in the she's like the first people she meets.
Sally. Susan.
Sure. Susan meets
Samantha.
us, and we're not cool with her at first because we're like, girl, and then
Can we
in my
see
head-
it?
Can we watch this? Like,
I
do you
hope,
have
I don't
it?
know. I don't have it.
Why
wish.
even mention it?
Just what?
kidding.
Author, book, panic,
Yeah.
Max, help me.
That is like a weird connection. I guess I didn't look that much into it. I followed her on Instagram, but I never really figured out if she was from here or living here. I figured she'd been here at some point and seen the mall.
Yeah.
And then, you guys, that book's so great. Then they're like holed up in the Cabela's, like fighting off the other
It's so
armies.
local.
Yeah, it's so great. Like that's next to the mall.
Oh yeah,
It totally is.
You can tell the author's been in Boise.
At least once.
Yeah, she's
In 1998.
yeah stuck with her. I mean, she made a story about it, and yeah, I really hope they do. They make it into a thing. I would love to keep filming it.
So they had you guys do the film as a proof of concept, and then you send it to Sony, and then they would.
I believe so. So
So it's like a
I still don't
pilot?
yeah, it's think of it as a pilot for a movie.
So, if they love what you guys were doing, theoretically,
You would be
you
Sam.
would be in
Yeah.
the movie.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it could be like, this kid looks younger than you. And that can always happen.
Have you read the book?
Yeah.
Sam goes through it. He goes through it.
But at the very end.
Right. Yep. Yeah. That last little bit.
Alerts, man. Like, no
Oh,
spoilers.
shit. I'll put a note and say spoilers. I'll skip ahead 2 hours. So.
Man, I can't believe I'm with Sam right now. I feel like
Yeah.
this is like before.
Sam's dead. Stop worrying about.
See, well, I'm not going to say whether he dies or not, but I just feel like all your other work up to this point was pretty good. But now that I know that you're Sam, I'm actually
good.
like a really big fan now. Okay.
Good one. Oh, thank you. But also good one. I heard that.
And back to songwriting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Can we talk about you guys now?
I'm kidding. I actually don't want to answer
These are
that
way
question.
too nice. It's not fair.
What's going on here is way more interesting than anything I could say. So
Whatever.
no, I just thought
You said all the words in
was
the
a
songs I
funny-
like.
I was trying to be funny. You
It
know?
was fun. I've been chuckling this whole merry long day. Who's
Okay.
your guys' dream collab?
What?
Or were you gonna say
What
something?
did you just say?
To like collaborate, dream artist to do
Oh.
something with. Unless you were gonna say something before.
I mean, I would say I know this is. It's not a very famous person, but it's John Foreman. He's the lead singer of Switchfoot. And I just
we've established.
and you have no
Wouldn't
idea
know
who
some
that
of the
is.
songs, maybe.
But
Yeah.
he would like give us a surfing lesson, and
He's-
then we record a song together, and then we would play a show together, and it would just be really fun.
Yeah, I think the reason that he would be my dream collab is there's those artists that you really like their music, but then you find out who they are as a person. You're like, okay, whatever. But he's the kind of
It
guy.
makes it sound like we're so judgmental.
I know it does sound.
No, I mean,
I'm just
where
being
you
honest.
want to jive with
and
your
people
artists.
might love our music and then they find out who we are and they're like, yeah, but or whatever. But I would say John Foreman's somebody who like maybe I wasn't totally drawn to his music, but like finding out who he is makes his music that much better. And so,
Okay.
so he always does a secondary show after his show with Switchfoot. And
But it'll be like a surprise location.
Yeah.
So it'll be like last minute announcement, like, hey, go to this coffee shop, and I'm gonna like bust out a bunch of like the songs that I haven't released yet for like the small audience that sees this.
and it's just him and his guitar. And so he's already played a 2-hour, 3-hour set, and then he shows up, and it's not about him necessarily. He's just down to earth, and I like down to earth people. So I think it would be a lot more fun than going with a diva, you know, doing a
Fair
collab
enough.
with a diva.
This is a question that's about us and not you. So you said you listened to some of our music. Was there a standout song for you where you were like, this is the one from
I
the
mean-
album that's like good?
Aside from the one I was in the video for, I feel like I didn't have a bias to that one. Your Stars, 80s Stars
Oh,
one, I
serious?
really
Really?
liked that one.
Wow.
It's so funny.
thumbs up there,
Everybody
but-
has a different answer.
Yeah.
Every single human we ask.
But I really like your acoustic version of All These Dreams. That one was really nice.
So
The one
it
where I
makes it
sound
really-
like a creepy ghost child.
It's like soothing.
It's
I don't know.
artistic.
That's one I had to listen to like make sure I was getting the lyrics right when I was a kid.
No, that makes it hard to pick a single because we get different answers every time.
But thank you for listening.
Yeah.
So I was like stalking you online before we came here, like I said, and I was man, he's so good at flips. I seriously, like, it was a problem. Like, I kept watching all your flips, and I was like, I need to get back to work.
My knees
Which
hurt
sounds
all
creepy,
the
but
time.
anyways, what?
My knees hurt all the time.
I bet some of those falls, I was like, is he okay? Anyway, so then I was talking to Jared, and I was like, man, why did we not have him do a stunt in our video? That would have been so amazing. And then I had a big beef to pick because Jared said when y'all were outside, when I was inside,
Did I
you
do
did a
something?
You
stunt.
did something crazy. I don't know if it was a flip while you were running
But-
or you did like you bounced off the building.
And then it got
I
cut
don't-
out of the video. And so I'm so sorry.
We'll
I
make
didn't
another
know.
music video then.
I think
We'll
All
get
flips.
Jesse and we'll make this a whole like couple series, like
Yeah.
music
We'll
videos.
get to the wedding.
Yeah. You guys just gotta
Hallmark will
write
pick
more
it up.
songs,
Write
I guess,
a
to
wedding
fill in
song.
some things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our car broke down in Utah or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
But-
we
We
have
need
to
some
pick
drama.
like a single girl next time to play with you, and then you guys could actually fall in love and then be like cute.
Yeah.
That would be cute.
Are you dating anybody?
No.
Okay. All right. This will be your blind date. You'll show up for a music video.
We're setting you up.
Sort of power dynamic in the workplace.
Exactly.
All right. Sure.
Cool.
You got to write a song called Blind Date, though.
Okay.
And then we'll just have the cameras rolling the whole time.
It'll actually be a blind date. That's a great idea.
And just have things that'll happen that we have to react to.
Yeah. You don't
Like an
have to.
escape room.
It's so easy to film something like that.
Especially, that was one of the first, like, I don't know, it might have been the first music video I ever did. But, like, it's crazy how much more efficient everything is when you don't have to worry about sound.
It's way more
like when
efficient.
it's just lighting and getting the shot.
Yeah.
Everything was so fast. Because we got, like, 20-something shots in a day.
Mhm.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'm a filmmaker whatsoever, but anywhere where you actually have to deal with audio from a person's mouth is like, heck no.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, dude.
If there's any
like-
noise anywhere, it's just...
Yeah.
I feel like I need to set the record straight on that video too, because I know we got accused of only inviting our good-looking friends to be in the video. There were multiple
see the
comments made. And I just want to say those were just our friends that showed up, okay? We just have
Yeah.
good-looking friends.
Yeah, we invited
in case
a lot of
anybody
ugly
thinks,
people, too.
yeah, and they just didn't come.
You are who you hang out with, you know? That's what your parents tell you. Hang out with beautiful people.
So if anybody ever, goes and watches this video, you'll see this, but Max makes the video. You and Jesse if we didn't have you guys, it wouldn't work.
Thank you.
So if it works at all, it's because of you guys. Seriously.
I think anybody who said that you guys casted gorgeous people, whoever said that thinks that they're ugly and they have some things they need to work on. Because I think I'm ugly all the time. Sure, you guys have your moments.
Oh yeah.
Do you think being on camera makes it worse? Because I feel like in this generation, seeing yourself all the time, you know what I mean? Like, it used to be like, one person give you a compliment and you'd be like, yeah, that must be what I look like. But now it's just like staring back at yourself constantly on Instagram and YouTube.
I think at first it's weird, but then I try to get numb to it. Because, the people filming, they like what they have. So at the end, I'm not going to tell them, do it again. I don't like how my hair was. But I try to have other things in whatever we're shooting that I want to see me. So, I'm not paying attention on just, that's why I try to improv a lot. I'm like, was that funny? I'm paying attention to other things other than me. Especially now that I know what everyone's looking for on a set.
Mm-hmm.
The one person is such a little part of a music video or a film or anything. I guess to toot my own horn after your compliment, if I wasn't there, it wouldn't have been a thing. So. But no, if everyone wasn't there, it wouldn't. Everyone has their job, and if everyone does it, then it's usually awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually wrote an article about this today. How old are you, Max?
20, almost 26 in a week.
Yeah. So you're young. You're still your cells are still regenerating. You haven't hit 30 yet. And I think it's kind of crazy because everybody in their teens and 20s just is worried about being attractive, and it's this weird thing of comparison, and I don't know. But then that's actually a pretty small percentage of the population of people that are in their teens and 20s, and it's a pretty small percentage of your life comparatively. And there's just something intrinsically just beautiful and wonderful about youth. You know what I mean? So you could be an ugly young person, but just being, which I'm not saying anybody is here. Anyways, but just even if you're an ugly young person, you're still a young person, and that in and of itself is just wonderful. You know what I mean? And so I think we all need to have that perspective of we're all getting older, and so just being grateful for youth and just
and even
vitality. Yeah.
But even then, we're all gonna lose our youth, which
It's true.
I've definitely crossed that. I'm 40.
Hold up.
Max, I turned 40 this year.
Well, you
So-
look 35. But
Oh,
my
thanks.
dad told me two things that stuck with me forever. I hated when he said it until a few years ago and they finally clicked. But one was you're in control of how you feel, and there's a difference between being childish and childlike.
Very
and
true.
you can always be childlike.
Yes.
I like it.
But if you're childish, you're annoying. Like, shut
Yeah.
up. But like,
Okay,
Yeah.
but moving away from being like profound about stuff, you have like those blonde eyelashes. You know what I mean? And it's like really like different looking. And sometimes I feel like okay, I watched a lot of like America's Next Top Model when I was in junior high school, and that's what they always say is that you want to have something if you're trying to get into the industry that like stands out. And so when we saw you for casting, we were like, those blonde eyelashes. That's where it's at.
Yeah,
Because people are
that
gonna.
was exactly
That's
what
all
I
we talked
thought.
about.
interesting. Like, I'm not like trying to make. I've never heard that.
Because
No one's noticed.
then we know that people are watching our video, and whether they know it consciously or subconsciously, they're gonna like there's something very unique about the person that they're seeing on the screen. Like not everybody has like blonde eyebrows and eyelashes. That's like more of a unique look. So anyway, so we were like really excited about that. We're like, sweet, he's got the
Well, thanks. Whoa, that's
eyelashes.
that's just a detail I never thought anyone would ever.
So for your modeling career, someday.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
you're
guess
too
I
old. You're
gotta-
26. You're too old for a modeling career.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
tall.
buddy.
That was really nice. Thank you. I don't deserve you guys. I can give you this video and you guys can post it somewhere.
Because we're embarrassing you. Okay, we'll stop. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we thought we were good looking. I'm just saying we
Yeah,
liked
she
your
did say
blonde-
that.
I didn't
she said
say
you
that.
were unique looking.
Just, I'm
Just
just
like
saying.
everyone else. I honestly, I'm kind of sure that's just. I've never heard that before.
Nobody's ever
And
said
I'm a
anything about your
sucker
blonde
for-
eyelashes?
I'm sure it's been, like I know they are blonde, but
Did
it's
you
just-
ever put on mascara to see what you would look like with eyelashes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he has eyelashes.
I know, but you can't see them.
Well, apparently you guys did.
Okay, we'll stop.
That was like a big
I'm
thing.
Complex.
It's just,
Knock
in
it
my
off with
head, the
eyelashes.
things I've heard that people will notice about me. I've heard it's usually I guess they can't even see my eyelashes normally because they're all the way down there.
Yeah.
But, thank you.
Yeah.
Any cool pre or during or post show stories? Or do you guys do a lot of live shows? Or you
Well,
just-
we're actually just getting back into doing live shows. Rachelle, you may not even know this, but Rachelle actually, she has a brain tumor.
But I'm not like dying.
It's not cancerous.
It's just the kind that makes you really sick for a long time, but
Yeah.
you don't actually like kick the bucket.
Like 7
But-
years without knowing what's going on.
And then I
kinda
finally
what
got
happened.
diagnosed.
We used to do shows all the time. She got really sick. And so now she's got some medication that helps with the brain tumor.
You sound so
Shrinks it a little
dramatic.
bit.
I-
And now she's feeling a lot better.
Uh-huh.
And so a year ago we did a music video, which she was still not feeling the greatest then, but she's feeling better now. And so we're gonna try doing some more shows and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
great. I'm doing so good.
if you're okay, then yeah, we're golden. Okay. Sorry that happened, but
I got diagnosed in 2020, and I've been sick for so long. It was like the best news I ever got. They're like, actually,
It
we're
really
sorry to
was.
break it to you, but you do have a brain tumor. And I was like, praise the Lord. I knew something was wrong with me. Like, let's get some medication in here, like brain surgery. I don't know, just make me better. And it's been like everybody thinks 2020 was the worst year. It was the best year for me because I started like my health improved.
And she wrote a book that got published. That was really cool. But anyway,
What was like the sickness? Like what? Like you forgetful? Like you're?
Yeah, I just
can't-
was like sick to my stomach like all the time for like years and like really fatigued and like they couldn't figure out what was
like,
wrong with me.
no
so
energy, just yeah.
So it was more like physical, like physically sick.
yeah.
I don't know how much we want to go
Well,
into that.
okay.
That's fair. I
like
understand.
people always get curious about brain tumors. Basically, the final straw for me was I had like a hallucination, and so like I would start to get really terrified of the dark, almost like a little kid. What is it?
The helmet.
Thank you.
Do you need? I don't.
That might
Or is that
actually
insulting?
encourage hallucinations.
Whoa, my bad.
So I would get like really scared of the dark, like a little kid, and I was like, this doesn't seem normal. And then I started seeing like movements out of the corner of my eye. And then one time I didn't feed the dog because I was scared to go outside in the dark. And then I was like, that's the final straw. Because I let this poor little dog suffer, because I was like seeing stuff. And so I kind of realized at that point, I was like, something's wrong here. This is not just like normal. And then I did a bunch of research and tests and stuff and got diagnosed. But, Anyways, the cool thing is they give you these drugs. And I'm not a proponent of recreational drug use because I think brains are so precious and you just want to be careful with them. But this drug was making my brain better. But it also gives you a lot of endorphins and kind of changes your brain chemistry. And I'm pretty sure that's why I wrote a book, because I was on this medication and I just they were like, you got to watch out. Some people go manic and they just like take their savings and spend it in Las Vegas or just like cheat on their like spouse or they do something crazy. And I guess my crazy was like, I just sat down and wrote a book. So.
Well, it sounds like for years you had like a hose that was kinked in your head, and then you got the
kind
and
of.
Words.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, it was
right.
It's like Limitless. I don't know if you're familiar with it. He takes this drug that opens his mind. I feel like a little bit of that was going on.
Yeah, but it wore off. So now I actually have to work at
off.
stuff. Like it literally was like magical. Like I would just sit down and just be like, whoa, like just like writing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think it's gone. So my next book's gonna suck. I need to get more drugs. Just kidding. Anyways, show stories, not book stories.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm so boring right now. I'm trying to think through shows that we've done, and can you think of anything?
I think
whatever, like
some of our awkwardness is like we love to like we obviously write stories about relationships, life. We have a few songs that we've written that are like about our faith, and we love to share those. And so I remember this one time we were at this open mic night, and we were about to go up, and then the person before us like sang this like anti-religion song, and then like the whole crowd, like somebody was like, F Jesus, and everybody's like, yeah, and then we're like literally about to go up and sing this song about Jesus, and I got up there and I like almost passed out. I was like, oh my gosh, like these people are gonna
so like just the biggest punchline.
So we're sitting there.
Just kidding, everyone.
It's this bar, and I'm like, okay, because yeah, I prayed, okay, God, I don't want to go up there and do this, but I don't have a pick, so that's going to be my excuse. I don't have a pick, I can't play the song, right? But if you provide a pick,
and it was the only song we practiced.
Then we've got to go up there and do this.
Got a job to do.
And I look down, and right at my foot is a pick.
Like somebody
Not
else's
my pick.
in the back of this dingy
Is an
bar.
upside down cross.
And I'm like, oh no.
Was a piece of toast with Jesus' face toasted to it. Just kidding. Remember that from
Everyone.
eBay?
So, I don't know if that's a funny story. It was.
That was a crazy story.
Yeah.
Got so nervous.
I was. My knees are shaking. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, how do you tell us how you deal with nerves for like stand-up comedy and stuff. Like we need to get better at being less nervous.
I think, well, there was a story that reminded me of you. There's a comedian named Tyson, and he's a Christian pastor, I think. And he like leans into the fact that he knows people hate that. Like, he'll be like, I'm a Christian
What's his name?
Tyson Gussman.
Okay, we'll have to look him up.
Yeah, he has, I don't want to like do his joke, but like he did this one thing where he like mentioned that that's what he was, and there's a bunch of people in line like, boo. And he's like, boo, huh? Some people don't like Catholics, huh? You ever think about anybody out here want to like murder one? I've been trying to get martyred recently. And it's like, yeah, I think if you just have us like laugh along with like, no one's right.
I have a story because this doesn't really have to do with shows, but because in the Bible it says that like you should rejoice if you're suffering for the sake of Christ, because it means that like you're doing the right thing, right? Like you're like on the right trail if you have opposition. So then this one time I was like on this campus and we were handing out hot chocolate to people like with my Bible club, and we were telling people like, hey man, Jesus loves you, like here's just a free hot chocolate, like God bless you, whatever. And this guy came by and he had like swastikas all over him for some reason, and he spit on me, and I just was so excited. I was like, I finally suffered for the sake of Christ. Like it's never happened before. So when I can relate to that joke.
Very optimistic.
Yes.
Like
Got spit on.
that's one way to take that.
I don't really think that was persecution, because in America it's like really comfortable to be a Christian comparatively to a lot of other places, and so it's kind of like in Christianity that's like, like that's how you can kind of flex is by having more persecution. So anyways.
I mean, you kind of like bigger manned him, it seems like.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm a better Christian.
like you
because I got
grew
spit
from
on.
his spit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. He rubbed the spit in mud, and now the blind can see or something.
Yeah.
Hey, you know the stories.
Yeah.
What about did you grow up going to church? LDS or did you go to like a Baptist church or something?
A Catholic church.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know about the persecution thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just indifferent to it. I go to church, I'll go with my family and stuff, and
Oh.
sometimes I don't, sometimes I do.
Did you have
It's cool.
did you guys have like weird views of Protestants growing up because
No,
you were
it
Catholic?
took me a while till I knew what a Protestant was.
Really? Okay.
For a while, I was like, they're kind of the same, I think.
Okay. I mean, we all believe
they
in
kind of
Jesus.
are.
So.
From what I think, I'm going to just quote a bunch of comedians, but Ari Shaffir had
great.
a special where he was saying, like, here's how, like, picky Catholic, like, they're like, Christians are like, no, dude, Jesus carried his cross up here, and Protestants like, no, it was, like, more down here. I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I could care less. I don't know.
It's probably a good place to be. Yeah, I feel like when we were growing up, it was always like, you're a little more skeptical of Catholicism if you're a Protestant. And then I got older and started meeting all these like Catholics that were just like awesome people. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
So-
and they love God and they're just on fire for God. And you're like, I think we're, yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know why we're fighting. I've never fought with a Catholic.
It seems like as long as you're not Scientologist, you're fine, right? Isn't that like what the
Yeah.
world kind of agrees on?
Probably like better to be an atheist than a Scientologist. Definitely better, actually, to be an
Yeah.
atheist than a Scientologist.
I went to the. Oh man, I might have to upload this before we go missing.
This probably wasn't the direction you saw this going, huh?
Yeah, but I was prepared for it. Because you never know. How long? Wow, that was cool.
We actually wrote a song about cults that we're thinking about putting
Ooh.
out.
Yeah.
It's called Standing on the Back of a Broken Machine.
Yeah. It goes.
Is that a metaphor?
Standing on the back of a broken machine.
That's how it
I've
goes.
been up all night. I've been up all night. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. I assume it gets cultier later in the song, maybe.
Yeah,
Or
it's
is it
not
like-
fully written.
It's just talking about like putting your weight on something that's like can't hold it,
Mm-hmm.
On
Like-
the blade
Like
of
a
a
cult.
knife.
Scientology.
Like a cult.
I don't know.
Is
what
that a
means.
cult?
Kinda. It's so Christ Church isn't what it seems like. It's I think it's
Is that Kanye West Church?
no, I mean basically it's like my roommate went to school at U of I and it's like basically like a Nazi Christian kind of like it's
I think I've.
Do you
heard
think
of
that's who
this.
spat on me?
maybe.
No, when you say
Oh,
Nazi,
Kyle, no, dude.
Are you talking actually like neo-Nazi? You
Yeah,
just mean,
like- Like not very polite. Not like oh they think this way. Like no, they will hurt you to let you know that.
okay. All right, yeah, because that's
I
what
think.
Jesus said too.
So did you?
You know.
I'll hurt you if you.
Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
No.
Would you
I don't
actually?
think so.
Did you actually wear that shirt on campus?
I didn't. That's my roommate, so he might have. He probably did actually.
Because I'm just saying, if you wanted to get persecuted, that's probably like a good place to start.
I think he wore it only like at the school where like that church is really big. Like everybody in Moscow knows of it, and so people. But like I've heard he's worn it down here, and people are like, "Hey man," and he's like, "Oh no." I see where you get the idea.
I don't think the viewers know what we're pointing at.
It's show and tell time.
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty tight on Samson. Zing. Well, damn. We usually run like 45 minutes to an hour.
We hitting it?
We're at like 50 minutes. We kind of
Dude.
killed it, dude.
Sweet.
Do you guys have any like plugs or little last remarks or?
I mean, I know of an actor who's amazing named Max.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
my
dude.
plug. I'm serious. Like,
And I'm bad at taking compliments. I'm
I do.
insecure.
So we'll stop.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot, but I'm not going to show it.
I'm bad at taking compliments too. It's like something that we just didn't learn. I don't know. So this is what you do. You say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But also, we planned it before we came in here, and we said Max is kind of a redhead, so we want to see how much we can make him blush. So that was the whole. We didn't really plan that, but
No.
I feel like I probably did blush a good amount.
I don't know.
during
It
this.
wasn't as much as I was hoping for, but
Definitely at the beginning, during Magic Changes.
So plugs. So our band name is Nelson at the Helm, and we're hoping to do quite a few concerts this summer.
Yeah.
We've been hustling. We actually stopped at a place to talk to them about playing a show before we came here for Eagle Days out in Eagle. So if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, our sound is kind of, I'd say, like Americana, a little bit of folk, a little bit of electronic music, kind of all over
I
the
like
place.
to call it the direction that we're going in now. Now Max doesn't know this. It's more Heartland rock. So think Bruce Springsteen, but our voices are very thin, so it's like Bruce Springsteen's style of music, but like
Okay.
More airy.
it's retro. I don't know how to explain it.
But anyways,
Like the kind of raspy. I think I know what you
But,
mean.
but our voices won't be raspy. But the
Eh.
music sounds like Bruce Springsteen.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
know
stoked
that-
to hear it. I mean,
Yeah. It's Americana.
I think I know what you mean by that kind of airy sound.
It's like an 80s Americana kind of a...
are you talking about for the vocals?
Is it not vocals? That sounds airy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, we definitely have... I have a really thin voice,
Mhm.
as you can tell. Hear that?
I don't know.
Very
These
thin.
microphones make us sound all like deep and cool.
So, no matter what we do, Rachelle's got a thin voice. Our voices are just going to be airy. I've
Those
hated
are
it,
cool.
but
They're like-
I've got to just, that's what we're talking about. We just got to accept, okay, that's what we've been given. Let's just own it,
thank you.
It's true. It's like you only
Yes,
get
thank
one
you.
voice. You only
true.
get one life. You only get one set of eyelashes. Just use them for
Yeah.
all they're worth.
Yeah.
Amen. Dude.
Amen to that. So, anyways, follow us on Instagram or Facebook, and you can come see our summer shows.
Watch
We'll announce them.
the
So,
Playing for Keeps music video. Follow Jesse and them on the
Yes.
things. Everyone's things will be where they should be.
and Jessie is wonderful
Yes.
and amazing, even if she was taken. And she was in a Hallmark movie recently. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Your Sam, she's on Hallmark.
I
This
know.
is like amazing.
I think she was also. I saw her on a commercial at Buffalo Wild. Oh, Idaho Lottery. That's what it
nice.
was.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But also Hallmark is.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's
Yeah.
bigger than yeah.
Isn't
I'm
that
sorry, I
kinda-
didn't mean to.
Isn't that, okay.
Well, I'm just saying maybe you like Idaho Lottery more than you like Hallmark.
That's just what I've seen. I haven't seen the Hallmark movie, but
So
I will.
I'm just saying this because coming in here, sitting down as we've been talking,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool to be around creators, man.
It is.
In Idaho. Max, thank you for being a creator.
Thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
for being creative. I have an idea to
What's
end
that?
this.
Okay.
Should we end on a high note?
Like as high of a note as you can sing.
I mean, just harmonize a kind of thing.
Okay, you start it, and I'll come in with a
I'm
harmony.
a little nervous for sure.
We'll like build up. I don't know. Or what's a song with like a high note that everyone knows, and we can just.
Star Spangled Banner.
That's a hard song to sing.
Did you get?
No, I don't want to do the Star Spangled Banner.
We'll go. Did it? Or wait, what's one of your songs? The plant.
We could just go.
Okay, but then the highest one, we'll hold that one.
For key.
Oh, I cannot. We'll just hold that part.
Okay.
I think I get what we're doing.
We're gonna harmonize
Okay.
and end on a high note.
let you
This sounds like
Okay,
when
we'll
there's
do
like
another
a
one.
child
Can this
Little
missing.
not-
falsetto.
Can this not be the plug for our band?
Nobody's gonna
Yeah,
listen
we can
to
cut
us
that
now.
part.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, we do a falsetto, just fun, nice, gentle one.
Yeah. Dude,
I think that's pretty good.
I'd say that's pretty good.
The end.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Max.
Max.